Greetings, Publishing in Color. I am excited to be with you all virtually. My name is Nilwana Nolan, and I am going to be sharing with you in a moment about my work with InterVarsity Press. But first, I just wanted to share that I was that kid who loved reading and writing and proudly declared that when I grow up, I want to be an author. And so my first experience with publishing in color was solely as a writer. And so I just want you to know that if this is your first time, you are in for a treat. So I am excited to have been a part of this for the last few years. And so um, let's jump into this. I am going to share my screen and jump into this presentation. All right. So as I said, I am Nilwana Nolan. Um, I am an associate trade editor with InterVarsity Press, and I'm just going to give you a brief overview of who we are, some of the content that we have recently released, some things we have coming up, and what we're acquiring, which is the question that I know is on everyone's mind. So let's jump into this. I am going to start with one of my favorite quotes about IVP from J.I. Packer. Some publishers tell you what to believe, and other publishers tell you what you already believe, but InterVarsity Press helps you to believe. And so, who is IVP? We are the publishing arm of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, and we've been around since 1947. And um, we use this phrase, we're known for thoughtful Christian books for the university, the church, and the world. And here I want to give you a brief overview of our imprints, the way that we categorize our books. And we have IVP, IVP Academic, IVP Formatio, IVP Kids, IVP Bible Studies, and IVP Espanol. And as you can see, you can go to our website, ivpress.com, to get more information, but I'm going to give you a cheat sheet on our imprints here. This gives you an idea of how we break all of these things down. So IVP, that imprint is our general trade books. This can cover, and this is likely what many of you are. If you are familiar with our books, it's probably through an IVP book or a Formatio book. But our general trade covers, as you can see, a wide variety of topics: cultural critique, current issues, evangelism. IVP Academic covers these disciplines, academic disciplines, and the range of our books go from introductory all the way up to advanced scholarship, as well as reference works. Again, some of you may be familiar with our commentaries, our big, thick dictionaries. That's all a part of our IVP academic line. And sometimes there is overlap between some of these, the general and the formatio, because they may be used in an academic setting. But that's, that depends on each context. IVP Formatio has a focus on spiritual disciplines. All of our books, certainly, we're hoping they help readers be transformed by Christ and into his image. But IVP Formatio does that specifically through writing about the spiritual disciplines, helping people figure out a rhythm, which practices work best for where they are in their walk. IVP Kids, this is one of my favorite descriptions. These are books that pack big biblical values into kid-sized pages. Our IVP Kids books are written for ages 4 to 8, but we always stress that they are also for the adults who read with them. So IVP Kids books work best when they're from the perspective of the child, but keeping in mind the adults who are looking for these books for the children in their lives. IVP Bible studies, this is a range of, we've been doing Bible studies since our beginnings. So we have everything from 4-session guides all the way up to 20-session guides. Our most recent Bible studies also include video components for each week. There's a video session that starts off the lessons. And last but absolutely not least is IVP Espanol. And this is our Spanish language imprint that includes translations of books from all of our English language imprints. And here is just a snippet of releases going back about as far as June. And there's a pretty decent snapshot here of IVP, IVP Kids, IVP Espanol, IVP Academic. And you can go to our website to find out more about what's new, what's coming soon. There is also a way to look up things by year of release, including what's coming out in 2025. This is just a snippet of that. Healing Leadership Trauma here on the end is actually coming out later this year, but the rest of these are books that are coming out in early 2025. So again, it gives you a visual look at some of the content that we've got coming out. And that leads me to some of our recent acquisitions. So these are books that won't be out for the most part until late 2025 into, as you can see, 2026 all the way up to 2027. But you again can see sort of the variety of things. We've got some Bible studies coming from a partnership with Made for PACs, a few kids books, as well as some Formatio titles that are coming out 2026 and 2027. And last but not least, because I know this is what everyone wants to know, is what are we looking for? What kind of Christian content are we hoping to acquire? And so you can see this is our trade editorial team here. And it breaks down, generally speaking, what each person tends to be interested in. It's almost in a sense sort of like journalism where reporters have beats. Each of our editorial team members has a certain emphasis of topics that they're interested in. And so this gives you that list. As for me, I am especially looking for books by Black authors. And that can overlap with all of these titles, but particularly discipleship, ministry preaching, creative arts, wellness, spiritual formation. And so if you are interested in submitting a proposal, whether it's for any of these topics, you can reach out to me and I can kind of funnel you to where you need to go. Or if you're interested in receiving proposal guidelines, and my email address is NNOWLIN, so that's my first initial and last name, at ivpress.com. And you will have this presentation available to kind of go back through. If there was some information you wanted to pause at, it's available for you. And again, I hope that you all take full, you dive in, jump into the deep end with these topics. And take the time to sit and process and really think through what God is going to be sharing with you through the presentations this week. And I wish you the best on your writing journey and hope to hear from some of you.